So with this little red guy right here, it was came out of two of my blacks, right? Now it's funny, this red has a story to it. My blacks used to throw me out reds. And I tracked down basically every black that was giving me reds and I weeded them out, right? Because I didn't want anything coming from my blacks but blacks. And that's how it was for a couple years, right? I've got nothing from blacks but blacks. That's his nestmate right there, that little black model there. That's his nestmate to this little red model. This looks like it's gonna be a little red model. Now the mother to this is the great granddaughter to a hen that used to throw me out solid reds, either solid reds or red prints. Beautiful birds that used to throw me out. I was just caught up on color, but I didn't really want anything coming out of my blacks like duns, reds, blues. I didn't want none of that shit coming out of my blacks. My blacks come from blacks. So, and it's funny because I can put my blacks on anything and they're gonna give you blacks. So this right here is a throwback. And I weeded it out. It's funny because I weeded it out. A lot of people get duns out of blacks and all that. I don't get none of that. I don't get no color but blacks out of blacks. But in the beginning, I would get these. This was the only other color that I ever got out of my blacks was red. And again, long story short, I weeded it out. I tracked them down all the way down to grandmother, father, all the way down, right? And I started the process of weeding that out so that I wouldn't get that. I just wanted, what I wanted, and that was just straight blacks from blacks. So this is what you call a throwback. This is what you call that. Sometimes you can sell birds to a person, right? And they can have the birds for a while, and then all of a sudden this pops out on it. And they don't really know the history of it, so they'll be like, "Oh, this dude was mixing birds. He can't, son that throws out reds." So my blacks, guys, like I say, my blacks come from blacks, and I can pretty much put my blacks on anything, and they're gonna give you blacks. But the thing with that is they'll give you blacks, but they'll also give you the second color they're not showing, meaning the bird that you put them onto that wasn't a black. So I tend never to do that. I stay away from that process, right? Because I don't like it. Because again, I want to try to keep my line as pure as possible when it pertains to blacks. But this red right here, he was solid just a couple days ago. He was all red. So it looks like now, he's gonna model out. That's the nestmate. He's all the way in the corner back there. This is the nestmate to this little guy right here. This little black model. So you guys can see that I'm not lying to y'all. So funny thing about my blacks is that when they was giving me reds, they would give me reds that look just like my blacks. Either red models, red prints, or even solid reds. So they was handsome pigeons. Again, I was just stuck on just doing what I do, which is my blacks. But this year I'm gonna let that bird. Usually they don't even last that long, but I'm gonna let that bird play out, and I'll show you guys the outcome of that bird in about a month or two, and I'm gonna show you that bird is gonna look most likely like this. It's gonna model out, but it's gonna be red. Sometimes that red gets darker, sort of like a brick color, sort of like the color of these bowls. And sometimes it washes. It's like a recessive. It washes. It's a washed out red. But again, that's easy to work with because if it's a bird that has everything else, and I choose to take that bird and throw it onto my blacks, then it's just gonna give me my blacks right back. But it's another print right there. These are young birds on this side over here. I wanted to show y'all the mom's, but she's nowhere around right now. But she's sort of like this black model right here. She's a hen. She's an older hen too, from a few years back. She's been around that long because she's a beautiful bird. I usually don't keep birds a long period of time. But she's a bird that tracks down from black to black to black to black. So I kept her. I gotta keep a couple of my foundation birds around. So she's still here. But just wanted to share that story with you guys real quick. And I'm gonna show y'all later on. I'm gonna show you another young bird right here. There's a bunch of young birds in here. But later on, I'm gonna show y'all what this bird looks like when he goes through a molt. Alright, guys, y'all stay blessed. Black City Tipplers. Oh yeah, guys, new project, guys. Stepping into that print era. Alright, guys, stay blessed, y'all.